Repetition dissolves disbelief. Whatever you are feeling, that is exactly what you're attracting. So you want to make sure that you're always feeling good. Act like the person you want to become. If you just have your eyes on the prize and you trust that you are worthy enough for this amazing thing to come to you, it will come to you. Hey guys, welcome to Self-Care Sundays with Sophia, where we talk about self-love, self-growth, and everything in between. Today's video, we are going to be talking about how to take control of your life and how to live your dream life by managing your thoughts. So, okay, we're going to start with the very simple basics of this, and that is how to manage your thoughts. You need to start by visualizing the type of life you want, exactly down to the specifics. You have to visualize a certain version of you, and if you can see this in your mind, there's another world where this exists. So we have to figure out how to change the GPS on our life system and start trekking towards that life. So for example, the other day, I kind of had a weird little epiphany where I was out at a club drinking, and I've been going through a shift where it's like, okay, alcohol's not for me, but then it's like, oh, okay, well, it's summer, yo-yoing back and forth. And I think I had my final moment of, what am I doing here? I'm 33 years old at a club at 3 a.m. My future husband is definitely not marrying a woman who's at a club at 3 a.m. So I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, it was a complete moment of like, I just felt I'm not in the right timeline and I'm not in the right environment for the life that I want to attract. And also, this was yesterday or the day before, me and my friend drove by a bunch of beautiful real estate in Vancouver, and we were just like looking at the like crazy mansions that are out here. And I drove by a tennis club and a yacht club, and I'm like, how have I never been for lunch at one of those places before? Like, I feel like I'm entering my housewife era or like my wife life era, and I feel like those are the places that I want her to hang out at. So, I mean, I guess I know some people that go to the Jericho Tennis Club, but like, still, why haven't I made that happen, you know? And why am I drunk at a club? It was just a complete flip of like, okay, time to get your priorities straight and really look at where are you hanging out and what would this dream version of you be doing? Probably not that, right? So you want to write down on this list all of the traits of things that she does. So me personally, for my journey, I've got a lot of those down in the sense that I love to cook, I do Pilates, I meditate, I read, my self-care is on point, I love to travel. I've slowly been kind of ticking those things off the list and doing what I have to create this dream life for me. But you need to get even more specific in the sense of like, is this dream version of you confident? Okay, write down that she's confident, or she does love her body just as it is, or anything that you're trying to work on conquering. Write down on the list those traits that she has. And you have to remove anything that's altering your thoughts. Like me, for example, the drinking thing. I figured this out, it's been like 5 years now, but I used to smoke a lot of weed and I realized that doesn't serve me. I did a few trial and errors where I quit for a year, then I started again, and then I saw how my life went downhill. So sometimes it takes a bit to recognize and actually take responsibility and be like, okay, this actually isn't serving me in my best life. Even things like caffeine. Is caffeine making you a little bit too manic? Sometimes when I have too much caffeine, I can't really be present and my mind is racing so fast that I can't monitor my thoughts. And when you're going through a transformation like this, you need to be able to monitor your thoughts, and you need to be able to be aware of basically moment by moment, okay, this is a negative emotion that isn't serving me in my dream life. So I need to remove that negative thought and replace it with something positive. Half glass full always. So anything that alters your mind, it's just honestly, like even like some of the foods that we eat, if you are addicted to eating fast food, that's gonna immediately make you feel depressed after. You're gonna feel shame and guilt, and you don't wanna be in that type of vibration. Whatever you are feeling, that is exactly what you're attracting. So you want to make sure that you're always feeling good. And the meditation thing is so key because you need to visualize this type of life that you want. And my friend told me something very interesting the other day. So he said that his boss was going through a phase in life where he was ready to find his wife and kids and he wanted to enter the next chapter of his life. However, he kept picturing the wife and kids, but not with him in it. So I've seen other people talk about this, how it's very important to see yourself kind of as like a third person watching a movie, or like you're playing the video game Sims, watching yourself living that life that you want to live. So even for example, like let's say right now that you think maybe people look down on you, they don't think that you're very successful, and maybe you want to become more of a success, and you have this belief that people think that, I don't know, you're not very successful. Picture yourself driving your dream car, and whoever pops in your mind, let's say this is a thought, actually envision that person looking at you and being like, wow, how did you do this? Like, this is so awesome, good for you. Like them showing you respect, if that makes sense, because chances are this person probably doesn't really think about you that much, but you probably have this belief that, okay, this person looks down on me. And bottom line is that puts you in a vibration of thinking down about yourself. So whatever you need to do to think of people respecting you and visualize that interaction. Let's say you see this person in a social environment, picture them in that social environment coming up to you and being like, hey, like, are you hiring by any chance? Or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Envision them asking you for advice and showing respect for everything that you've worked so hard for. So again, we want to make sure that we are envisioning ourselves, watching it like a movie. So if you want to manifest a husband, watching yourself holding hands with the husband, him giving you the flowers, seeing your face light up. You have to see yourself in the vision as well. Don't just envision, like let's say if you want a baby, for example, don't just picture the baby's face, like seeing a baby's face. You have to see yourself being a mother, like seeing yourself, breastfeeding, or seeing yourself doing mom things, driving a stroller, whatever you need to do to see that for you. That's how you're going to manifest way faster. And also something that I've been on recently is detachment, how powerful detachment really is when you really want something instead of being in a vibration of, oh, I need that, I want that. And to be honest, for so many years, I was so confused when people would talk about, oh, if you want something, let it go, like make a vision board and put it away, or put your order into the universe and then forget about it. And for me, I'm kind of like, how do you manifest it? Don't you need to visualize it? Don't you need to convince yourself that you have this already in order to manifest it? So I always got confused when I would watch self-help gurus say stuff like that, or manifestation gurus, whatever. But what I realized, this other YouTuber made a very good point. And that is, with detachment, you can still want the outcome. However, you have to let go of the idea of how it's going to come. So, okay, let's say you have your eye on this guy, you like him, and you try and think of a way to meet him. Let's say you've seen him from afar, you know who he's friends with, and you have this game plan as far as like how you can weasel your way in to meet him. Let's say you happen to run into one of his best friends and he wants to talk about something work related with you, and he says, hey, I would love to go for coffee and pick your brain. And then you in your mind go, oh, perfect, okay, I can make friends with him, then I can ask what he's doing on the weekend, then I can meet his best friend, then we can get married and be happy and be happily ever after. That's just too controlling. And the idea is you want to put an intention out there and take inspired action if there's something that draws you or you feel drawn to do something. But if you then become super controlling and nitpicky about, okay, perfect, I'm going to meet his friend, then I'm going to meet him, then I'm going to make him fall in love with you, you're way too attached to the outcome and you're way too attached to how it's going to happen. It's kind of like a GPS system. And then you can get frustrated about things not going a certain way, and then you're in a vibration of frustration, lack, and not having the thing. You're reminded that you don't have it, which is what you don't want to have. You want to be so confident it's coming that you can let go of how it's going to come, because you know you're going to get that thing eventually. It's like having the GPS on when you're driving. You set the location and you just trust. Okay, they say turn right, you turn right. And then you trust that, okay, up here, you got to weave onto the highway, you weave onto the highway. You trust it step by step, and you take the sign, AKA the instruction of the GPS in front of you, and you know that you're going to eventually get there. You don't look at if the GPS tells you to go right and you go, oh no, but it looks like that looks like a dead end road, I'm going to go left instead because I don't think that's the right way to go. You're in too much control. You're not trusting the universe. You're not trusting the GPS. You asked for something, you know it's going to get there, so listen to it. And in life, obviously nothing is totally smooth sailing. Whenever you get frustrated about something, or let's say, you put something, your order into the universe, and you try and you're on the journey to get there and you face certain obstacles, sometimes you can feel frustrated and temporarily that GPS is changed to something else, something that's low vibrational. So you might take a couple wrong left turns. However, once you meditate and get your mind right and get back on track, the GPS, aka the universe, it'll course correct and it'll redirect you back on track to where you want to go. Does it kind of make sense what I'm saying with this? It's just having complete blind faith that when you want something, it's going to come to you. So not obsessing over how it's going to happen every little step of the way, and actually enjoy the road. Like, enjoy the drive. If you have the GPS going, you're going to look and say, wow, look at how beautiful those mountains are. Oh, I love this song. I'm going to turn it up. You're actually going to enjoy the road there so that the whole experience is just more organic, it's more meant to be, and you're present in the moment. So like we said, if you are picturing this certain life for you, that tells us that there is an alternate reality where that exists for you. So the more you focus on this outcome or this certain thing, seeing yourself in that and doing the Sims character thing where you see yourself living that life, it's going to come to you. As long as you keep your eye on the prize and you have tunnel vision, you don't let the outside factors get to you, whether it be somebody that doesn't believe in you, or even the stimulants like alcohol, which is tricking your brain into feeling depressed, or maybe you have negative self-talk saying, oh, you can't afford that, that's never going to happen for you, or a family member who's telling you to think realistic. And if you just have your eyes on the prize and you trust that you are worthy enough for this amazing thing to come to you, it will come to you. And another thing that you can do to speed up this process as well is honestly just start doing the things that you've been meaning to do. Let's say you've been meaning to read this certain book and it's been on your shelf for like 5 years. Read that book. Somebody told you about this positive podcast that you should be putting on in the background instead of music. Listen to that podcast. Music can be kind of useless, to be honest. Sometimes, yes, it puts you in a high vibration, but generally, if you have time to listen to something, why not put on a podcast or something that helps you improve your life, something that you can learn from? I'm just so addicted to self-growth and self-love and everything in between. So for me, I just feel like listening to music is okay, but I'd rather put good thoughts into my brain, and I'd rather record my own affirmations and listen to that myself. Repetition dissolves disbelief. So if you want something but you don't believe that it can really happen for you because good stuff never really happens to me, like maybe I can manifest a little bit, but I don't know, like I don't think anything drastic like that is meant for my life. Okay, well then you're right. You believe that? That's what's going to happen for you. So if you don't even believe that you can manifest, right there, that's something you can work on. You have to convince yourself that you have the power to create your dream life, and start with that for affirmations. I am a powerful manifester. I always get what I want. I am a powerful manifester. I always get what I want. Say things like this and record yourself. There's plenty of apps. My favorite is the gratitude app where I can record myself, add a picture, add a text if I want, and then when I'm at the gym, I watch it like it's a little slideshow. So I have all kinds of affirmations in there. It's called gratitude, and it's like a pink square with like a little flower on it on the Apple Store. But yeah, so, or even putting on money affirmations on your TV when you're at home cleaning your apartment. Do those things that you've been meaning to do, and it really, really just starts with one foot in front of the other. Back to that GPS situation, if you wanted to go to Disneyland, you can't just like drive straight and assume that you're gonna get to Disneyland, or skip all the steps in between and then boom, you land in Disneyland. No, you have to go one step at a time, aka one right turn, one left turn, straight for 50 miles, then right turn. You have to go the step by step, and you have to take in the signs around you and let go of how it's going to happen for you. Yes, you can take inspired action and research how to make that happen for you, but if you get too fixated on how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen and it's supposed to happen like this, that's just resistant energy, and you're going to mess with the flow of the universe. We have such a gift, and I feel like scientists haven't even discovered the full capacity of our mind power yet. But whatever intuition is, it's obviously a sign from God or a sign from our deep, deep, deep subconscious that really kind of knows exactly how to get whatever we want. If you want to shift into this dream life of yours, you have to start believing that you can. And if you don't believe that you can, you have to convince yourself that you believe you can, because whatever you believe the case is, that is going to be true for you. So if you say, none of this stuff works, like, okay, I can read a book on manifestation or I can do affirmations, but it's not going to work, so what's the point? Okay, well, you just canceled it out right there. Have you ever actually listened to affirmations for hours on repeat every day until it appeared? Probably not. Give it a try. Just do it. You might as well try something new rather than doing the same thing you've done every day and just continue to exist. Like, you might as well give it a shot and listen to the gurus on YouTube, take their advice, and even if it's not me, if there's somebody else you feel more aligned to, watch their videos, get in the habit of doing that and read those books. Anything Dr. Joe Dispenza, absolutely life-changing. He talks about the neuroscience and how you can actually rewire your brain into creating a better life for yourself. And it's very fact-based, so if you're kind of skeptical and you need actual scientific facts, he's your guy, Dr. Joe Dispenza. But again, I really just want to encourage you to act like the person you want to become. What would she do on the daily basis? What are some traits that she does? What time does she go to bed? Are you actually doing that right now, or are you still drunk in the club? Anyway, I hope I inspired you a little bit in this video to get your journey going, get back on your self-care, and really just monitor your thoughts and get your mind right so that you can live your best life possible. I'm gonna wrap this up. My name's Sophia Pearson. You can find me on all my social medias at Sophia Pearson. Thank you so much for watching Self-Care Sundays with Sophia. Bye.